meeting to order. At 2:03 or something. That's pretty close. Do we have a flag somewhere? We don't have a flag.
No, we don't have a flag.
We can stand with the general direction.
You got one on your,
That's good.
There you go.
That's
Just
a good one.
I like it. I don't know what I do, I just turn around. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There's no flag, folks. Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, that's all. First order of new business would be to approve our August 17th, coalition meetings. We have a motion.
Move to approve.
I'll second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Very good. And now, the main order of business is to appoint a new member to the Indian River Lagoon Council. Which one of you fellows would like to,
I wouldn't mind doing it, only because we need money, but, I don't know.
Well, I feel like it needs to be somebody that's on the river.
I live on the river.
You live on the river. So
Okay,
somebody
well, that
from
makes it
Sebastian,
simple.
yeah, so
I nominate,
Dick Winger,
Dick Winger.
and I'll second that.
Okay, well, there we go.
If there's any objections.
Congratulations.
Yes.
One thing that,
I think-
Richard, when is the next meeting then?
Yeah, it's in, November, do you know, Jeanette, when the next
November
meeting?
18th.
And that is, where is it, here in Sebastian?
Mhm.
November 18th,
Mhm.
here in Sebastian,
What time?
Mhm.
9:30.
9:30.
They're always at 9:30.
Is that that's the council, right, not the coalition.
You said what time is it again?
9:30.
9:30.
I am just absolutely brain dead.
I'll make sure Tammy gets it.
Yeah. And
You can put things in my calendar if you want. Well,
Keep forgetting to do that.
Well, we also have to replace you on the coalition. Is there anybody, who's, you got two people, there's three people up, right?
yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
yes, there'll be three. There'll be 3 spots filled. And our first meeting is usually when assignments are made for committees.
Okay.
So when is that meeting?
16th?
Jeanette? The 16th?
Is that for a board of directors meeting?
No, for
That's with
the
city
the
council.
first city council meeting after the
your
election.
organizational meeting.
The 16th.
16th. So the 16th, we will, the council will
Council
meet,
will appoint
and
somebody.
they'll appoint somebody
Okay.
at that time.
All right, good.
I think right now, Andrea Coy is my, I don't know, it's not really,
She's your Sebastian alternate.
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's, I don't know if we ever vote, I guess maybe we voted on it, I don't know, it was just said, she said, you know, I didn't mind, she could.
Well, that's kind of the way we did it. I was Susan's alternate, and when she stepped
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. So that'll be determined then, and I don't think that there's much of a need to schedule a meeting, much before, after the next meeting of the, yeah, I don't, you know.
Well, I'm hoping that the county will get on board with the council.
Yeah.
And with Susan on there, and, I know Tim Zork supports us because he comes to meetings. And I don't know about Joe Fletcher. Is he supportive of us?
I think Joe could go either way. I talked to, Peter O'Brien, and he was, you know, he said, well, let's see what happens in the election.
Oh, okay.
So I think he's kind of,
On
you
the
know,
fence, sort of.
I don't know, depends, I think.
I was shocked at Wesley. Absolutely. I asked him the question at the taxpayers, and he just literally went off on me.
Yeah.
And that really surprised me because I thought he was supportive. I just did not understand it.
Well, I think, I mean, personally, I think it's just they don't want to get entangled with, a big harangue with, you know, the chairman, with Solari, with Bob.
Oh,
He is so, you know, so toxic when it comes to the Lagoon Council. And I mean, it's a moot point now, because we're formed.
Yeah.
And operating, I
Yeah.
mean, and I know, Director DeFreeze said, you know, it's a different story if you talked about it before it was formed. His whole concept is that it should have been done within the construction of the, water management districts. You see, the problem was with the Lagoon Council is that it was housed underneath, St. John's for
right.
20 years.
Right.
So there was no,
It's very bureaucratic.
well, yeah, and there was no give and take with the South Florida Water Management, who has the south part of the lagoon. And, so, you know, to me, it just made good sense to have both of those, both the St. John's and the South Florida Water Management, flowing money into a separate body that would do nothing but look at the lagoon. And South Florida Water Management has a lot to do with the South Lagoon, because if they move the water south, the water management district's got to find a place to put the water.
Right.
And you either got to treat it, well, you got to treat the water. You can't just dump it in the bay. So anyway, I mean, now that it's formed and operating and up and running, you know, it's a moot point. You know, why shouldn't the county be involved?
Yeah.
But if the, you know, the current, folks on the commission still decline to get into a match with Bob, then I don't know.
I think you're 100% accurate.
Well, I never thought I would see the day, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to vote for Brian Hayes.
Yeah, me too. One procedural question. Jeanette, is that right? Got the right name? How, into the future, as we have these little meetings 2 or 3 times a year, it would seem like it would make sense to continue them here in Sebastian. I mean, it's closer for you.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if Dwayne ever needs to come for any reason and he's here.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, can we draft you to continue on?
Or Kathy?
We kind of volunteer, and you folks can decide to rotate if you want to at any particular time.
I don't see any, it's like on the Treasure Coast Council local governments, we just continue on at St. Lucie County, regardless of who the chair happens to be.
Well, I can't envision you having more than 3 or 4 meetings a year.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, from here on.
But
How many
somebody-
did we have? We had 3 or 4 this year, I think, something
Yeah,
like
probably,
that.
but some city clerk has to, you know, we have to have
Take
a
the
place to
minutes.
meet.
Yeah, and it has to be
And
noted.
and it has to be noted. So somebody's got to do that. I mean, we could have Tammy do it, but I'd rather keep it here if we can.
Sure. Yeah. Well,
Or we could have Tammy notice the thing and have it here. I mean, it's kind of up to Sebastian. What does Sebastian want to do?
Would I have to check with my council for permission, or?
No.
No?
The way we worked it out is that, I would try and do it. I noticed in the minutes I wasn't here in August, and if I couldn't, I'd call Wayne,
okay.
you know, or Warren.
Rivera, sure.
Somebody else would sit in, if I knew an event. I will tell you, in August, I apologize, but I had a health issue, and that was sudden, so I couldn't make it. But usually, I think I did call Wayne one time, and he came.
Yeah.
But as far as the city clerk that does it and the place, where is that? I mean, what can we agree to? I mean, we could have Tammy notice the thing if you want, but still have it here. But that gets a little cumbersome because we don't know when the city hall's available or not.
Well, you'd have to coordinate that through Jeanette.
Right.
And, I mean, even if City Hall isn't available, you could still have it like we did up here.
Yeah,
Have it
that's what
here.
it's on, now that we know where it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Jenna, why don't I get your contact number and I'll let Tammy call you and work it out. She's about to lose the Treasure Coast Council local governments as far as, you know, the notifying, so she
Yeah.
can go out and do that.
So who's gonna be doing that?
Well,
Who's your advice?
Oh, that's Tom.
Tom advice, and he hasn't picked the new vice.
We haven't come up with, and talked to anybody, because we haven't had a meeting. You know, we didn't have a meeting last month because
Yeah, I
of the storm.
canceled it.
Yeah.
Which was, I appreciate you doing that, but.
I had to put up shutters.
Oh,
I'm still recovering, I don't even have them down yet.
Well, again, I can't envision you having more than 3 or 4 meetings a
I
year.
can't either.
And most of them are pretty quick. I mean, it's just recapping what is going on with, you know, with the council. And the most important thing is, gonna be probably the one between November and December, or whenever they put out the request for proposals, request for projects. You know, that's gonna be important, getting the timing right so that, you know, you can get back to your, you know, the respective city managers and city councils and say, you know, this is the time we have to
Well, and the
request
county,
for-
any River County can put in too.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So I was envisioning, you know, asking Susan for a few minutes on their agenda
Mm-hmm.
to bring forth what you just said. In other words, make it available then. I mean,
Sure. Well, last year it was a short window of opportunity.
yeah,
Because the NEP wasn't put into the council until January 8th. And so the council had such a short window to put together that request for proposals. And I think, February 12th was the deadline. And so we tried to schedule a meeting, and, you know, I called both your city managers and told them, you know, gave them a heads up on it before the meeting that we had, because the meeting was, I think, 3 days before the deadline. But we got everything in, and of course we, you know, were successful in getting 100,000 for, what is it, 120 for you guys in Bureau, and 100,000 here for septic sewer. But I think that probably the next meeting should be sometime after the 18th, and after the council has come up with the schedule for, you know, requests for projects.
okay.
So you get plenty of time to go into the county and your city and, you know, request
Okay.
what you wanna ask for.
Well, I asked Susan, if she was gonna bring it up, with the, commission, and she said she thought that Tim Zork would probably do that, since she'd be new on that.
Well, yeah, I talked to everybody on there, with one exception, and they were all positive. I mean, Tim is a proponent. In fact, when I came into, when I stopped into the, Lagoon Council here a couple weeks ago, before a meeting had to go to, Tim was in talking to Dwayne.
Okay, and he had, at the, Council of Local Governments, when Dwayne was the guest speaker, they had a long conversation here. So I kind of felt like he was coming around, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's always been on board, but he's been shot down a couple times already, so.
Well, he's the one that said it was too political, and I thought, well, we're politicians, good Lord, everything we do is political. Now, what kind of an answer is that? And then Wesley, he went off on me, he said it was too bureaucratic. Well, based on what you just said, that's gone away now.
Yeah.
So we're down just to being political now, so, which is.
Well, everything's political.
I know.
Well, it'll depend upon Susan and Tim putting it across and getting a third vote.
And getting 1/3 vote, and it's either gonna be Flesher or it's gonna be Peter.
Yeah,
One of them.
either one.
And when I talked to Peter, he's pretty confident that he would support it.
Okay,
So there you go.
okay.
But it's still gotta come up. And,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, now, what kind of procedure, Bob, maybe you would know this, what kind of procedure we have to go through to abolish this group and turn it over?
Well, what
Is there a
happens?
slot already there?
Yeah, what happens is that we have it in our agreement that we would bow out if the county would bow,
Right,
would offer to go in.
Okay, so.
But here's the catch.
caveat to that is that it has to be unanimous. It would have to go back to each one of the, counties,
Okay,
and it would have to go back to the Water Management District and the EPA, and it has to be unanimous
wow.
Just like it was for,
for us.
yeah,
For us, yeah.
So, we have to vote for the county.
Right.
But Volusia,
Yeah.
Brevard, St. Lucie, Martin, maybe not. And all it takes is one whack ball. And then they, well, no, we like, you know, they could say, we like it the way it is, and sorry, county. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, I'm just saying that is that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And, I mean, with the animus that Commissioner Solari has stirred up on that board, I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibility that happens. So, and the other thing the county has to do is they have to repay us our entry fee. So the $50,000 that we've paid, ended up this year, would have to pay back. So, and that was put in there by, Miss Anstey, I think.
Yeah, that's just nickels and dimes.
It is, yeah. But it would be it's kind of nice to say, here you go, you gotta pay at this window. Okay. Minus any, I guess, I don't know, it's prorated, I think.
yes,
Is that correct?
Yes.
So,
so you can use it up during the year.
Okay.
so, there we go. Is there any other business to transact, or?
You got a member of the public here?
Hi, my name is Buzz Herman, I'm Vice President of the Friends of St. Sebastian River.
Any comments?
Just thank you very much, gentlemen, for everything you're doing, we so appreciate it. As we all know, very needed, necessary, and we have to continue the fight to get the river back to where it was.
Well, we're gonna miss Richard. Richard, thank you.
That's true. Before you ended the meeting, you were a driving force.
Yeah.
Well, had not been for you, we wouldn't have this.
Correct.
You guys hammered it through, so we do.
I'm good at starting things,
Well, I-
stirring things up.
That's why I say you gotta stay involved, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I've said this before, I keep telling everybody, fairly seriously, I think I lost, it was my first and only loss is, getting reelected to the council over in Fells, Maryland. He called me up and he said, George, just remember one thing, it's not over when you lose, it's over when you quit. So,
Or die.
so I haven't quit yet.
That's cheery. Yeah.
No, it is.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Well, I can say the blood pressure's gone down about 10 points, so.
I can understand that. So, anyway, we thank you
Thank you very much.
for leading the charge,
My pleasure.
Make a motion to adjourn.
and I'll second that.
All right, we're adjourned.
We are adjourned. I didn't look at my watch, but I said 15 minutes. Did you go over?
Thank you very much for everything, we so appreciate all your efforts.
Okay.
How does Tammy find you?